Welcome to Empowered to Grow, the podcast. I am your host, Hanan Basha, the business doctor. Following our conversations with empowered women who woke up one day and consciously claimed, I am more than enough, I am worthy, I am empowered to grow. And along their empowering journey towards realizing their own potential and their quest for growth, they became a beacon of hope and guidance for others. May you also find your inner power to grow. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Empowered to Grow. This is your host, Hanan Basha. This episode, I'm a bit smiling from cheek to cheek or ear to ear, I think. Super excited. I have an amazing guest for you today. Nesma Mahgoub is an Egyptian, so yay, an Egyptian indie singer. We are both alumni of the same university. I'm a little bit older than her, but that's about it. And her voice is super amazing. So as you can see, I'm a huge fan. And I reached out to her a while ago and I said, I know you don't know me. I share the curls, I share the university, but I know you're all about empowerment too. Her work with she decided she was like on Star Academy, which is a talent show for singers. She won in 2011. And beyond that, she went on to not only empower herself, but empower a lot of young Egyptians to voice their voice in essence. And she went back to teach performing arts at the American University in Cairo, where she graduated. And she also established the first pop choir at university's history, which is amazing. I first saw her on a TV show where she did this amazing medley of songs, whether they were Disney-based, Hollywood-based. She sings in about 4 languages, Arabic, English. I think there's a bit of German and Indian too, right?
Yeah.
So please allow me to welcome my guest for today, Nesma Mahgoub. Nesma, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for inviting me to be on the show. Thank you so much.
No problem. So I start with this question that is a bit to get us to get the context of your mindset and your views on the world. When I sent you and said, Nesma, would you please be on my podcast? And the podcast is named Empowered to Grow. What did that mean for you? What does the term Empowered to Grow mean for you?
It's what we do every day. It's it's a lifestyle, you know.
Yes.
You work hard every day. You do whatever you can to just achieve what you want to achieve, and on the way you enjoy the ride.
Sure.
So you meet new people, you get stronger, you fall, you get up again. So it's a whole process, and you learn how to manage the obstacles that comes in your face. So yeah, especially in Corona times.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, I'm sure it's been difficult for all of us. So yeah, we just learn from life, and once we overcome that one obstacle, we feel bigger and stronger and more eager to continue, and just have all the possibilities in front of us, and we just live it day by day and just hope always for the best, and just give it our all in order to continue and to get where we want to. So the important thing is actually how we get there, is not that we get there or not, because we spend our whole lives just trying to be better.
Yes.
A better version of ourselves.
That's true. I keep telling our son that if you can be better than you are today than you were yesterday, that's an achievement in itself.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
That's a big thing. So, well, you're empowered to grow in your own way. So would you share with us a bit about your story and how you've become who you are today?
Well, I started singing at the age of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Or this is what I remember, Annie. In school, and I loved singing. I loved arts in general, so I was singing in the music classes, and then one day my teacher just made me sing in the final recital of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since, when my grandma saw me and she told my mom, and ever since that concert, uh, I've been taking singing as one of my lifetime achievements.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I started taking classes. I was in the German school. I met Dr. Nidina Alouba. I started taking private vocal classes with her.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then the German school had us an opportunity to travel around the Mediterranean Sea, competing with other German schools.
That's
So I
nice.
entered, yeah, yeah, it's a beautiful experience.
Mm-hmm.
We go meet those beautiful, beautiful talents
Mm-hmm.
all around the Mediterranean Sea, and we just kind of exchange what we have. It's like exchanging cultures.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. So I entered this competition 4 times, and I won second. I won first prize in Germany in the final competition twice in
Great.
pop singing and in musicals. So yeah, it was.
Not surprised over here. So sorry, I'm not reacting too much, but
Yeah, but then yeah, and then I went to Star Academy and I
Mhm.
won Star Academy, and then I came back. I finished my degree
Yeah.
in music, and ever since I've been taking music into that professional path,
Yes.
uh, trying to um, fit in the music industry, the commercial music industry.
Yes.
But after a few years of trying to fit in the commercial music industry, I thought that I'm just not happy with the music I'm doing.
Yeah.
I've had enough of like, no offense to anyone, but it's kind of a fake bubble
Yeah.
when you're in the commercial world where everything is like super big and like super showy and all of
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
I kind of didn't feel I belonged. The type of music I was trying to do in order to fit in the commercial music industry wasn't really my favorite.
Yeah.
So I kept on trying in that path for a few years, and then I just decided that I need to go back to why I even started music. Why did I pick music to be my passion,
I love
or
this. Yeah.
to be my profession?
Yeah.
Um, so I thought that music makes me happy, and in the last period of time, it didn't actually serve the purpose
Yeah.
that I started it for. So I decided I'm gonna stop. I took a break for a few months,
Mm-hmm.
rearranged my thoughts, and
Yeah.
I made peace with the fact that maybe the music I want to do is not necessarily the music that will be spread out commercially as the other songs. Maybe the place where I want to be is not really full of fans and full of fame and fortune
Yeah.
and all of that.
Yeah.
So I just made peace with that idea,
Mm-hmm.
and the main target for me was to do what I love. And
Yeah.
this is what kept me on going. So I decided I'm gonna listen to a lot of genres of music. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
gonna listen to music from all around the world. I'm
Yeah.
gonna decide exactly which music I like,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna do it,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what comes along with it. Like
Yeah.
less fans, less fortune, less fame, less whatever. I just want it to be happy and proud of the music I do.
Yeah.
And when I look back at myself in a few years, and look at the music I've done and the achievements I've done, I would like to be proud of each and every one of them.
Yeah.
I don't want to just try hard and in a place that I don't really think I belong.
Yeah.
And at the end, I don't get where I would get. And I don't get where I want to be. So
Yeah. You're
yeah,
just
it was a bit.
compromising with no returns in that sense.
Yeah, exactly. So I decided to, okay, I produce myself anyway.
Yeah.
So why don't I just do what I want?
Exactly.
I'm the producer. I
It's
do
your risk anyway, so you might as well take a risk that fulfills
exactly,
you.
exactly. So I took the independent path.
Mm-hmm.
It gives me more freedom to explore music. It doesn't put me in frames,
Yeah.
like commercial world. There's always, of course, it's evolving, but I mean, there is always like a box to the
Yes.
song.
Yes.
Each song needs to fit somehow into that box.
Yeah.
So I felt that no, music is taste.
Yeah.
You know, music is something that you feel.
True.
It's really, we're not in the classical era anymore where there were rules to each and every note we need to write down. And uh, music is just comes from within, from inside you.
Yes.
So if you like it, if you feel this is what you want to do, if you let go of all the constrictions that you have and just let music come out of you however it comes out, then it's fine. No one has like a music rule book or something, so it gives me the freedom to do whatever I want to do in music. um just get out of the box completely.
Yes.
um and yeah, and whoever wants to hear that, be my guest, and whoever doesn't, that's okay, because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I work in a field where taste is the most important factor,
True.
and this is
True.
something I can't
You've
change.
made
I
peace
can't
with it.
yeah, yeah, and I can't manipulate people to like something and not like the other.
Yeah.
Exactly how I can't manipulate myself to like the commercial music and not like the other. So
So that's in essence, that's how you've empowered yourself to grow, is to find your
yeah,
own voice in, well, in an industry that is all about voices. But it's not just about the voice, it's about the voice, and it's about the interpretation of it and the execution
yeah,
of it. And I love
yes, and
that you use the word fit in, that you've been trying to fit in for so long. Because I realized also a few years ago when I was doing my health coaching certificate, and one of the main fundamentals that we were talking about was about fitting out. And it's about how you embrace um, the fact that when you fit out, you're being authentic and genuine to yourself. And I
mhm,
got that too when they're like, okay, you're a health coach, so you should help people lose weight. And I'm like, I talk business and mindset. They're like, what do you mean? You should be doing, everyone is doing the lose weight part, and that's what brings money. I'm like, it's not about the money, it's about the impact.
yeah,
I've tried that truth. I've lost the weight, but my mind never changed. So in essence, I got it back again. So I love the fact that you're fitting out in a way that
yeah,
empowers you.
yeah, yeah.
Well, from that perspective, actually, what would you? Well, that's the next question. What would you go back and advise? What advice would you impart on your 20-year-old self from where you stand today?
Uh, I think I would advise my 20-year-old self to not let every step back or every slow down in the process uh, affect me so much emotionally that I get frustrated and I think it would never work.
Hmm.
It's when in the 20s, you want to be fast, you want to achieve
Yeah.
something and you want to do it now, and
Yes.
you don't want to wait a
You want
moment to.
Come on, let's do this. Let's do this.
Yes, yes, there's so much energy. I'm
Yes.
not saying that in the 30s there's no energy, but it's directed in a different way.
Yes.
uh yeah, in the 20s you get too excited and too sad and too frustrated, and it's like the extreme of everything, and you feel that everybody is against you and the world is against you, and you don't any it's too hectic.
Yeah.
um yeah, it's just a lot of it's like a lot of overthinking and
True.
fast thoughts running through your mind. um Now that I'm in my 30s, I'm not saying that I want to get there fast.
Yeah.
I have the same feelings, but I have an additional feeling that it's going to be okay. Like I'm more calmer as a
Hmm.
person.
Yeah.
I started to believe that you don't really take everything in life.
True.
This is what the 20-year-old me would never have thought of.
Yeah.
It's like a thought that would, what? No, I'm going to do everything I want. I'm going to be a singer and I'm going to be a cook and I'm going to be a police officer. And if I give my all in all the fields, I will be the president.
Yes.
It's it's that will to give without actually a real plan,
Yes.
and the realization that you cannot do everything. Like, you might do everything, but it will take like a long time, because in each period of time you need to focus yourself on something.
Yes.
You
Yes.
cannot do five, six things at the same time. You will be worn out,
Yes.
and you will not actually perform as well as you want it to perform.
Yes.
So this is what I learned. It's like, give time to everything. Give I should give time for me to just grow,
Yes.
and give my all in a specific area, and then move slowly to the other area, and making peace with the idea that we might not do everything we want. So it's better to think of what we can do, and just leave out the part where you need to have it all, because
True.
life doesn't go this way.
Yeah. Tony Robbins, I quote Tony Robbins a lot. I'm a huge fan, so I'm all about
Mhm.
self-development and stuff. He has this saying, and it goes, where focus goes, energy flows. And yes, energy is a resource of ours. And I keep telling people that this resource is sometimes non-renewable when you're exerting it across so many fields and plans, and you need to kind of get to the flow in one area, and then beyond that, you need to master it. And to be able to
Mm.
master something means that you are understanding the basics of it and you're building up step by step.
Yes.
And that
Yes.
takes time. That at minimum, they say, there's a saying that if you want to become an expert in something and a master in something, you need at least 5 years. And those 5 years need at least, daily effort to be put in.
Yeah.
So trying to master everything at the same time just leaves you depleted. And that's why I'm very, very passionate about women empowerment, because we tend to try to do that. And in the bubble of it, in the essence of it, we deprioritize ourselves. So we are the ones that suffer trying to juggle so many balls at the same time and trying to master so many things at the same time. So now we
It's
move
because
to,
of our emotional side. Like, it's like we always get attached emotionally to
yes,
stuff. So we feel like giving. It's
yes,
like, I can
sure,
take care of the kids, and I can go to work in the morning and just do the singing at night, and I don't know, have a perfect marriage and still meet my parents every week. And
yeah,
it's like, you're just doing any, and at the end you forget yourself.
yes,
Like, there's no time for you, because you believe so much in yourself, and you're so attached to there's a lot of strings attached, a lot of stuff around you. So just try, and at the end you feel like you are failing, although you're doing your best.
yes,
So we really need to just sit down and prioritize what we want, and put ourselves in the plan.
sure. Well, that's exactly what I preach anyway. So,
Yeah.
so I told you, like, I was messaging with Nisba before this, and we were talking about, bouncing off ideas and our belief system and stuff. I'm like, we're in perfect alignment. Don't worry, we're gonna have a blast.
Yes.
So let's take a time capsule to the future. And what would you like your 90-year-old self to thank you for now? So if she sends you a thank you note from the future, what would that be?
uh Thank you note from the future. Well, I would thank myself for always trying to be positive.
Mm-hmm,
I would thank myself that I've always tried to enjoy my journey,
mm-hmm.
and make others around me enjoy it with me.
That's great.
Um, I thank myself for thinking about everyone around me, and trying my best to not take away any time that I can spend with my loved ones,
Mm-hmm,
in order for me to do something for myself. But
mm-hmm.
again, I would thank me to focus on myself, and to love myself, and to do whatever it takes to make me happy, so I can make others
Sure.
happy.
Yeah. My
So
my tagline is empowered you empowers others. And
yeah,
if you don't empower yourself, it's very difficult to, as you said, as especially as women, we're nurturers, we're wells of giving. But if you're dry, how are you going to give around? You know, how are you going to supply to those around you?
Definitely.
Well, that's amazing. So this would be my last question. You're on a stage. You've been on a stage a lot before, but this time it's a bit different. Let's take a different aspect of it. You're on a stage. You're talking to tens of thousands of women, and it is about being empowered to grow. What would be your last message to them?
Uh, hmm. There is actually a quote. I
Yeah.
want to remember, 1 second, what it was. Yeah. It says, one can choose to go back towards safety,
Mm-hmm.
and or forward towards growth. It's always easy to fall in your comfort zone. It's
Exactly.
always safe.
Yes.
It's always it's just more comfortable. You
Mm-hmm.
feel that you own your comfort zone, but you will never be able to experience life without risking part of that, without getting out of your comfort zone and exploring other things that you would have never done. Yeah, you've
Sure.
never thought of doing. So whatever field you're in, whatever path you chose for yourself, and I'm not only talking about women with careers, even
Yes.
if the path is a very simple housewife looking forward for her kids to come back from school and just to cook them a nice dinner and all of that. So it's trying new things and giving yourself the opportunity to cut out some time for yourself in the week to try something new
Yes.
will always make you feel like growing, will always make you feel whole.
Yes, that's
It's
true.
just that part of you that wants to be crazy, but you have no time.
Mm-hmm.
So you really need to cut out that time for yourself and try something. And I assure you that you will be looking forward to that hour a week or 2 hours a week where
Yes.
you really do something that fulfills you and that makes you happy and makes you feel that you're still alive.
Yes.
You're not in like a routinic cycle and it will never end.
Yes, that's
So
true.
yeah, I think this is very important because a lot of people think that when they get married or they have children that their life is over,
Yes.
and it's like children are the decision that you take and that you never go back in.
Yeah.
It's like once they're there
One
forever.
way
So
street there.
exactly. So I can see this yeah, among my friends.
Yes.
Some of my friends, it just feels that her life is doomed forever,
Yes.
and she is the one who has done that with
Yeah.
herself. It's not the baby, and
Yeah.
it's not the husband, and it's
Yeah.
not the life, and it's not work, and it's not, none of these are responsible for her perspective of life right now. And
Yeah.
I've seen others, the baby is just one more thing on her plate. Yeah,
Yes.
of course, it's a priority. Of course, for the first few years, she will be drawn to be all around that baby.
Of course.
But
Yeah.
then I've seen them do whatever they've done in throughout the years. It's
Yes.
just nothing more than another commitment that she has, but it doesn't take over her life. She still goes to work, she still goes out with her friends, she does whatever she wants, she still goes to the club. I have a friend that took her baby boy to the club with her. She didn't even care. It's
Okay.
just like, I'm living my life anyway. Just
But
whether I have the baby or not. She's an extreme as well,
of
but yani, I
course,
mean,
but
I
that's the
mean,
thing
all
actually.
that space.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
for me, it was when I had our son, I walked out of corporate life knowing that I can't commit the number of hours then. Whether then I knew if I'm going back or not, it was not made as a decision, but I knew that I couldn't be there, as you said, the first few years. I did go into private business, but I did take my son. I was just talking about this story a couple of days ago, and it was like, my son was in nursery. I used to, drop him off at the nursery, go to work, spend time there, come pick him up, that kind of thing. And one of the times they called me from the nursery is like, you have to pick up your son now. He has diarrhea. And I was like, okay. I had a meeting with the chairman of the company I was franchising, and he was in from London for only a few hours. I'm like, what do I do now? And it ended up that I went, picked him up from the nursery, took him to the Four Seasons Hotel, where I sat with the chairman of the company in the, in the lobby coffee place, with my son with an iPad and 7-Up next to him, just to kind of keep him. And in the middle of the discussions, he's like, Mommy, coca. And I'm like, okay, excuse me, I have to run with it. And it was like kind of that thing. But I accommodated that. I took him, and that was one of my conditions that I set, that I told my partner then. I'm like, you know what? I've got a baby, and that baby takes the priority in my life. And I'm an expat, so I don't live in Egypt with family and support system around. And it was about that. It was about, I took him sometimes to the office where the nursery was closed, or was he wasn't feeling well. I had to walk out of the meeting to rush him to the ER because of an allergic reaction. It was those kind of things that, and it ended up, I mean, I'm not saying it's easy, and that's what I always keep saying as well. It's not easy,
never easy,
doable. And it is doable, as you said, as per your intent and as per what you plan to do with your life. That being said, also for the ladies that decide, I'm going to put my life on hold until my kids are old enough to take care of themselves, hats off to them too. They can do that. But that's why I'm passionate about empowering women, especially at the age where they start saying, now what? My kids are older now. What do I do? Who am I, and what do I want? And that's where I encourage them, find your passion, find something you're interested in. Even if it's going to be, as you said, an hour a week, that's something that you can commit to and you can find yourself. So you are no longer just yearning for external validation. You are going for your internal gratification. And that is super important at this point in time.
Of course, yeah, I totally agree with you. And again, when people see you with your baby juggling around everywhere, they would actually respect you so much, because 90% of them wouldn't have the courage to do that.
Yes, that's true.
It's
Still,
just willpower,
yeah, I used to flaunt this and say, when they ask me, how do you do, and I was doing my doctorate studies too at the time, so that wasn't very wise, but still they're like, how do you do it? I'm like, yeah, superwoman. But still, now knowing what I know, I would not do all of that at the same time, because I sacrificed my own well-being in the middle. Like, I was near hospitalization a few times because I deprioritized myself so much that I took on more than I can handle without taking care of me. So now I say, prioritize your well-being. The stereotypical saying, but it is very true that, you put your oxygen mask on first in an airplane before you take care of others. And if you can't do that, you can't take care of everyone else around you.
Exactly.
Sure. Well, Nesma, this has been amazing. Thank you. I loved it. I'm still going to put the links, but I'd like you to mention them. Where can our viewers see you or meet you or connect with you in the virtual space?
Well, I have my YouTube channel.
Okay.
It's Nesma Mahgoub. And I have my Facebook page and my Instagram page. And recently I have done a TikTok like account or something, but I didn't really get into doing it.
You're not in the TikTok world yet.
Yeah, I just did the account, but I'm like, I'm not there yet, I'm like, oh no. But I'm there, like,
okay.
And of course, people can listen to all my songs on all stores like Anremi, Deezer, Spotify, Apple Music, and like all those different stores. My
and
music will
platforms and
be
stuff.
available. Yeah.
Well, that's great. Thank you so much once again. It was a pleasure.
That was mine, really, really.
Everyone, as always, and I keep reminding you, empowered you empowers others. So find the power within you. Love, abundance, and prosperity to you all. Bye. Thank you for listening to the Empowered to Grow podcast. For further engagement with a tribe of empowered women, join my Facebook group, Empowered to Grow, or visit my website, www.hananulbasha.com. I'll catch you on the next episode. And until then, know that empowered you empowers others. Love, abundance, and prosperity to you all.